so let's see what we got. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I think it might be more than 60 cars. Hello, and welcome to Hello, I Am Clutch. Today I am in Englewood, Colorado, which is just outside of Denver, Colorado, to visit the Rodz and Bodz Movie Museum, now in a new location, which is why it looks like this. They haven't fully updated their facade yet. But this is apparently the only movie car museum in Colorado. So I think there's like actual screen-used cars, there's movie replicas, things that weren't ever technically in a movie, but they've kind of like made for fun. And I'm gonna take you around. And we're gonna have a good time. I've never been here. I'm very excited to go here and see what they have. I've seen some stuff online and it's kind of really cool what they got. And apparently everything they show is not always what they have. So sometimes they show different things. Like they have about like 60 cars or so apparently on the floor, but they have a bigger collection than that. So you could come back multiple times and they'll rotate. That's what I understand. So this might not be my last time here. So come along with me. So let's go see some Rodz and some Bodz. Well, not necessarily in that order. So as we get closer here, you can see some of the things we're gonna see. We're gonna see the Pizza Planet truck, I guess, from Toy Story. You got your Blues Brothers, you got Back to the Future and Dumb and Dumber. I'm trying to say it as I can think it. You got Cars. This is fun. And something else I love is that the door is a TARDIS. So that's fun to me. Let's go inside. Alright, so it's $12 to get in. We're not going to show you the main area first, but we got this. This is the Sweet Tooth truck from, I believe, this Twisted Metal show, which I have not watched, but I know about. You're allowed to go in this. I'm just choosing not to show you. Apparently the back is very, very slick, so just watch out for that. Now let's go into the main area. Now, again, this is a new location, but I've never been here before, so let's see what we got. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I think it might be more than 60 cars. Maybe it's all their collection now. I don't know. This is awesome. There's so much here. All right, this room is huge. Okay, let's look around and see what we got. So starting just right at the front, these are all cars from the Fast and the Furious. This was actually screen used in not only Fast and Furious 4, but also the beginning of the 5th installment of the franchise. I'm reading a sign to you. I love that they have signs here. I always appreciate museums when, like with cars and stuff, or vehicles, when they have signs that help you understand what you're looking at. So this is all fun Fast and the Furious stuff. And something that Clutch is excited about is we have a button here. We can hit the NOS button for Paul Walker. Oh, let's see what we got. Oh. Oh, we're getting it on the screen there. That's fun. It's just fun that a button does something. Here we have the Mad Max Pursuit Special car. This was used in Mad Max 1 and 2. It's a stunt car. So it was used to promote the film. That is nifty thrifty. You're gonna hear a lot of similar adjectives from me throughout the day. And in the back, I believe, that's General Lee. I know that one. This one's great. This is Grandpa Munster's Dracula coffin car. This is this is a replica, but I have a special spot in my heart for the Munsters, so this is cool to see. And then if you look in the back, you got the A-Team van. So I'm talking a little loud to make sure the music doesn't get in the way too much, but this was used in a promo for the 2010 movie. So there you go. And of course, here we have Wayne's World's Mirthmobile. This was apparently only one of 3 made for the movie. And I love this. This is fantastic. I love Wayne's World, and we got a fun button. Let's play this button to party on. Let's see. Oh gosh. Oh, it's making something go somewhere. Whoa. Oh.
Wow. You're
really.
I like the play.
I know it just looks like it's a regular old truck, but it is a truck from Twister. It doesn't say if it was used in the movie or not, but I just love that they have the Dorothy in the back there. That's just, I love Twister, and I saw Twisters recently, and it was okay. But the first one, classic, absolute classic. And then here they have the Blues Brothers Bluesmobile. And then if you look kind of behind there, you have Pee Wee Herman's bike. Look at that. And if it wasn't obvious by the car and the characters at the side. This is the Flintstones Rubble Racer. This was screen used in the 1994 film, which is better than you remember. All right, this one is special to me. This is the Mr. Bean car. Again, doesn't say if it's screen used or replica or what. I just love that it's here. If you've never seen Mr. Bean, please go watch the old skits of Mr. Bean. Rowan Atkinson's amazing, but the whole thing here is that he put the chair on top of his car and used the ropes to basically steer the car. It's an amazing old sketch. It's hilarious. Mr. Bean is one of the best things ever. And probably one of the most classic cars in movie history, the Delorean from Back to the Future. Easily one of my favorite movie franchises of all time. This is just fantastic. There's so much detail in this though. So like can we look inside? Yep, there is the flux capacitor. You gotta have a flux capacitor. It's hanging out there. All the fun little doodads and such in here. And look at, you got the hat from the future. I like that. And it looks really great. This is fantastic. And you got, who's this? Is this Einstein or is that Copernicus? Hard to know. Just another great view of the DeLorean here with the gull wing doors and things like that. But they got some fun kind of like paraphernalia from the movie, like the camcorder and the hoverboard. And this is great. There's some more on the other side. Let's go take a look. And there's a whole bunch more fun stuff of like the jacket that shrinks down. You got the shoes with the automatic laces, the Grace Sports Almanac. This is all some awesome stuff. And then you also got Marty McFly's pickup truck from the end of the first movie, beginning of the second movie. It's not as exciting, but still that's kind of cool. So this one feels a little unique to me because this is from Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, which was the sequel to Honey, I Shrunk the Kid. So this was just a very large Tonka truck that I guess was used in the movie to make it life-size, and I feel like that's a bit of a deeper cut. I like that one. I like it. So these couple of cars are from the Quentin Tarantino movie Death Proof, which I feel like is one of the least seen Quentin Tarantino movies. Maybe that and Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown's amazing. Go watch Jackie Brown. Anyway, Death Proof is good too. What I like about Death Proof is it has a great love for the stunt actors in the industry. If you've never seen it, it involves actual stunt actors doing some real cool, real car stunt work. But this is the Death Proof car, which is, I mean, it's got the fun skull on the front and everything, but it's built in a way to be, it's supposed to be a stunt car, and I won't spoil the movie if you haven't seen it, but it gets pretty vicious, the idea of what they do with this car. As I speak a little bit loud to make sure I cover up the music, ironically, they're playing the Ghostbusters theme. So here's the Ecto-1. And what's fun about this is they have an Ecto-1 here, and they have one over there. So this is the 1A, I guess. And what I like is I got the little ghost trap there on the top, and that's just a fun little thing. So it's kind of cool to see an Ecto-1 in person, even though I feel like this is one of the most replicated cars that I see for whatever reason. I still find like the idea of a converted hearse as a vehicle very just unique and fun. And in the back there, I feel like it's one of the most recognizable cars in a way, is the Shaggin' Wagon, the '84 Sheepdog, which is a replica from Dumb and Dumber. It's kind of hard to not recognize it. And then up here we have a 007 Spectre snowmobile. Apparently, fun fact, in every 007 film that takes place in snow, the Ski-Doo Polaris are the only machines to be featured in the 007 franchise. The more you know. Alright, if you know Hello, I'm Clutch, you can sing along with me. But here we go. So here we have a screen-used vehicle from Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Okay, so look at that. There it is. There's the screen-used car. I see a crystal skull. I see Indy's hat and whip. You know, I didn't actually... oh, there's Indy himself. So in the back corner here, it seems to be the Batman section. Got a bunch of fun Batmobile equivalents. So, like, there's the Batty Caddy. It's a spin-off of the 1966 Batmobile. In the back, we got the Big Batmobile. Apparently, this was based off of a toy and used for charity work. So that's really nice. And I think this one is referring to a diesel-powered Batmobile, which apparently is the only one in the world. Because why not? Diesel. And here we have the Pizza Planet truck from the movie Toy Story and in the background of many other Pixar movies. Now, I don't know if this was the screen used one or if this is just a replica. The sign doesn't say, so sorry, I can't let you know if this is the one you actually saw in the movie or if they just made this one up to display here. So apologies for that. So here we have the flying car from Harry Potter. This is one of 2 original cars from Harry Potter and the Exhibition. So I'm not sure if it was in the movie, but it still is the flying car. At least it looks very much like it, which is very cool. I know you can see this at Universal Studios at Islands of Adventure on Hagrid's. Oh look, there's Hedwig. But this is still fun to see. And then if you're familiar with Stranger Things, you got a few cars here. You got Hopper's car right there in the back, and you got the Todd's-Futher, I can't even pronounce it, and then the Surfer Boy pizza delivery that was used. These are all cool. It's fun to see these. And another one of the most recognizable vehicles out there, even though it's been mostly in animated form, it's the Mystery Machine. It's Scooby-Doo and the gang. Now again, I don't know if this was screen used in the cartoon back in the original series, so sorry I can't give you that information, but it definitely looks at very least authentic and very much to scale. And if you look in the back here, we have the Truckster replica. The angle's a little bit hard to see the whole side of it, but that's from the Vacation movie, which is a classic one. I know people go back and forth on which Vacation movie they like the most, and I gotta tell you a small secret for me. My favorite Vacation movie is Vegas Vacation, and I am not ashamed of that. And then over here we have some of the cars from Cars. So we have Mater, we have Sarge, we have Lightning McQueen. Now, I can tell you these are replicas. These are not the actual actors. They are being used at Disney right now, so they cannot be here. So when they're not here, they just put the replicas in their place. So don't get too excited about trying to come here and meet them. These are just replicas. Now, this is one of the coolest things to me. I absolutely love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, especially the late 80s, early 90s, the cartoon, the movies from that era. And this is the Party Wagon, and I just love this. Like, I had a toy of this growing up. It's actually that toy right there. And I love that you can see in this, like, there's a lot of fun stuff going on in there. And this is just like, this is my childhood dream to own something like this. I know in the past they've had full, like, models of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles here, but they're not here currently. They must be out fighting crime in the sewers of New York City. I know I joked about it before, but I love that they've replicated a lot of animated famous vehicles into live action form. I think that's just a cool thing to do. As an adult, I really appreciate that kind of stuff. And for fans of Breaking Bad, we have a couple cars from that show. We got the 1986 Pontiac Fiero that I believe Jesse Pinkman drove. And then we have the El Camino from the Breaking Bad post-movie El Camino. So this is a Jar Jar Binks pod racer. It was something that was kind of inspired by pod racing to be street legal. So you see, you got all your Star Wars. You got the most weird Chewbacca I've ever seen. You got Jar Jar Binks. Some Jar Jar Binks. You got Yoda. You got R2-D2. I can't do R2-D2 sounds. And as always, you guys gotta exit through the gift shop. Not too much here, but they do got a whole bunch of shirts and some sweatshirts that you can get that are pretty alright. They got the Delorean on there, so that's pretty cool. Got some hats and blankets over here, should that be your thing. I kinda like that. I do think the big blanket shows a lot of the cars, and that's kind of, I like that you can see like a lot of what you saw here today, so I find that's a unique item. I think my favorite thing that you can get here is you can get license plates from different movies, from like cars that you know, and like this is from Ready Player One, which is fun. This is my favorite, that you can get a Bort license plate. I can't believe they're not out of them. But they got a lot of things. They got Blues Brothers over here, they got A-Team over here. That's a fun thing that you can get a whole bunch of. So thank you for coming to Rodz and Bodz with me. I know, it wasn't in that order, but you still got the idea. No, it's a fun place. Again, it was about 12 bucks to get in. I think that is pretty worth it. There's a lot of really good cars in there, a lot of really fun stuff, a lot of replicas, but a lot of like actual screen used things. It was very cool to see. You could stay there for a very long time. They let you take pictures, take videos. I had a great time in there. I think it's totally worth it to come. Again, I had read that they do switch out what's in there, and I think they're always working on new stuff. stuff, so I think it's worth it to stop by every now and again and see what's going on. But I'm glad you came along with me to see this place for the first time. For me, again, it's in a new location. I think it's a much bigger place. I don't know, I didn't go to the original location, but it's now here in Lakewood is what I believe, or Englewood? Englewood. It's something wood. I said at the beginning, I might put it on the screen to remind myself, because I can't look it up right now. Anyway, thank you for coming with me. If you like these kind of videos, I have other fun kind of looking at like cars and trains and things like that, and one of those videos you can watch right around there. That's a good one. But if you like seeing stuff that's in and around Colorado, because that's where this is, I got a whole playlist of Colorado stuff right here. So those are fun adventures too. So thank you for coming along with me. Goodbye. I am still Clutch.